Hey, welcome back. We have another international ladies
Today
man
we're
here.
here
He
in
can speak
Bucaramanga, and
a
we're with
plethora of languages. He works for the UN, so you know he's the real deal. He wows
Shar and
these
Emma?
ladies
what do you think
from
is the
all
most
across the
attractive language
globe.
a man can speak?
How you pick up women
Why
in
do you
different
think that is?
languages, and he's doing it.
Rolls off the tongue.
Any accent in
And if you
particular,
want to
just
see
Spanish
more
in
of him,
general?
make
I don't
sure
know
you
any, so I'm
follow
trying to
his
learn, you know?
I
TikTok.
would
His
say like the
Instagram is
Spain,
going
like
to be in the
Spaniard.
bio. I love you all.
Like you like
Yeah, like Barcelona. Barcelona.
Yo quiero saber si puedes hablar en español conmigo.
Oh wow, I don't know.
We're here with who?
Maddie,
Maddie, and then.
Abby,
Allison.
Victoria.
Now, what is the most attractive language someone can speak?
Spanish.
One at a time, please.
Yeah, I would say Spanish.
¿Por qué el español?
Oh what?
¿Quiere mucho o cosa?
Oh wait, I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, I was just speaking Spanish. I was asking you, why do you like Spanish so much?
I don't know. I just think it's
You find it attractive.
spicy. Yeah,
Now, you mean the Spanish accent or the language itself?
the language.
The language itself. So even though you don't understand it, it's still hot.
Yeah,
Love that for us. Anyways, what about you?
definitely Spanish.
Not Italian, not Russian, not Arabic, just Spanish. Straight Spanish.
Straight Spanish.
All
It's
of-
romantic.
All of our Bolivians, you have a chance.
And Bad Bunny. Come on.
Oh, and Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
You know, I'm a man, and I'll even admit that's why.
Yeah, he's sexy. So yeah, Spanish.
Facts. Now, for you,
Listen, it's Spanish. My ex-husband's from Michoacan, from Yoruban, you know what I'm saying? I love a Mexican man.
yo, I'm low-key bricked up. Finally, last one. Last one. What about for you?
I'm gonna say Italian. I'm gonna go a little bit different.
Perché
than that.
l'italiano?
Yeah.
E sono io che molto da chica prevero.
Wait, do you know everything?
Certo che sì, sono italiano e sono nato lì, ma sono cresciuto a Parigi. E certo, come ti chiami ancora una volta? Come ti chiami ancora una volta? What's your name again one more time?
Victoria.
Mariwan, piacere ragazza. Allora, questa ragazzi, se lo guardiamo, questa è lei. Posso andare sulle Instagram e darmi le chiamate. Ufa. Okay, so today we're in Russia and we have flown in all of our friends here. And your name was?
Katerina. Katia.
Katya. And finally.
Mila.
Now, what is the most attractive language a man can speak? What do you guys think?
Spanish.
Español de cuál país?
Muy poquito.
You hablas español un poquito.
No, what you say, but muy poquito.
What do you like about Spanish? The accent, the men, or what do you like?
They speak with the passion.
The passion. I respect that. I agree with that as well. Now, what do you think is the most attractive language someone can speak?
French.
Alors, t'aimes bien qu'on ait mec pour parler en français ou non?
No, I don't say a word of it. Maybe that's why I like it.
Well, so like the fact that I spoke it was good or bad? Because you don't understand.
I can tell you're not native.
Comment ça, je suis pas natif? J'ai vécu à Paris pour 14 ans avant de venir ici. J'ai vraiment vécu à Paris avant de venir ici. Tu me crois pas déjà? Vraiment non?
Okay, that's great.
Хорошо is how they say. Hey,
Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. I'm your host, Glasper Crossfield, and today we have the international ladies man here with us. Please introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Merwan. International for sure, ladies man, not as much, but definitely international. I know a pleasure to be here with you guys.
So explain who you are and what you do for the people that don't know.
I have two sides, right? I have my actual work and I have TikTok. And so, as a person, I work for the United Nations. I just kind of do, analysis, political stuff most on my day to day. I went to UVA up in Virginia, got my master's from there, and kind of just pursuing a career in politics. Then on the side, I am a language aficionado, so I speak like a bunch of languages, and I kind of work all the time to learn some new ones. One of the things growing up that I saw that was it's really easy to make friends if you can speak their language. And I grew up in a lot of international schools, and so I thought that learning languages would be like kind of the key to like meeting people, right? And it's kind of like making those social interactions. And so now I just go around the streets, ask people what's the most attractive language, and when they say it, odds are I can speak it.
So how did you come up with the concepts for your videos?
So good question. Actually, I I never thought I was going to be like a TikTok or YouTuber guy. I just knew a lot of languages through my work and through growing up internationally. My good friend Eric, though, he does a lot of like TikTok videos, a lot of like social interaction stuff. And then one day we had interviewed these really like fun girls, and he was like, "Yo, you should like ask him a question." The first one came to mind was okay, because he had asked like what's the most attractive feature on a man, and so I said, okay, what's the most attractive language someone can speak? And they said French, and so I was speaking French to her, and her mind like blew up. And I was like, oh, what do you think? She's like, I like Arabic. Spoke Arabic to her. And then I did like the 3 languages in that video, and then I got like 4 million views on that as a joke on TikTok. And I was like, wait, maybe this is like something I can actually do. And then I kept making more videos, kept interviewing, kept doing it. And then as soon as I know it, I blew up on social media.
When did you start, and how did you start learning all these languages? Like what pushed you to learn?
Well, I mean, I'm originally Tunisian, North African, and so we were a country that was colonized by a lot of different countries. You know, like we had French, Turkish, Italian influence. So growing up, you know, I spoke like I spoke French, Arabic, and English growing up, as well as Italian, because I was born there. And then, you know, I went to international school in France growing up. I went to school there, and then because of that, like it was kind of like the thing, like in eighth grade, right? It's like, okay, well, there's a really hot girl in my third period class. I can't talk to her because she only knows German. Let me go learn some German so I can like talk to her. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and then I picked it up and I got more used to it. And it was really easy because, especially with when you're a kid, you learn languages really quickly.
Yeah.
And then, so because of that, I learned 3 or 4 languages that kind of serve as the basis of all these other ones. And so like with French, I learned Latin. And so because of Latin, I can speak Portuguese and Spanish and all the other ones, like Romanian and stuff. And so it's because of that, I think it's because of that upbringing, and because of the school I went to that I have like such an affinity for picking up new ones.
Do you think there's more opportunities for people that know multiple languages?
188%. Like you have no idea. Like the amount of jobs that are out there. Like if you, number one comment I think I get on my TikToks are like, yo, the bro should work for the FBI, bro should work for the CIA or something. It's like, yeah, because I mean, you could be as good as you are in whatever field you pursue, right? If you want to do engineering, great, you're an engineer. But imagine speaking 4 different languages. You're now marketable to all these firms and companies that are overseas, and they probably pay you a different salary. You have so much more opportunity because of that. People love languages, especially in like corporate America or in businesses. It's a huge thing.
You definitely be a perfect spy.
Oh, how do you know I'm not already one? That's sounds good.
I'm gonna edit that out. Do you still get nervous when you approach women?
I think I get nervous when I approach people, not so much when. So in college, I was a cheerleader. I was a Division I cheerleader. So I was used to being around like 50, 60 girls at any given time. That's not, and also the thing is like, I'm not necessarily like, my main thing is not to hit on them in like a creepy pickup line. I'm not like, oh, you're so bad, like you're so cute. I let her show the interest in my abilities, right? And so the whole idea there is, hey, I'm just curious, what do you think is an attractive language? And I'm not even hitting on them. I'm just speaking in a certain language. And then they're the ones that generate the interest. I don't have to do much. And because knowing that, it brings me down to earth a lot, knowing like, oh, well, I have no reason to be nervous because like they're essentially interested in something that I'm very good at. I'm not going out of my way to kind of just make random conversation with them. Like, oh, you're pretty. Can I get you a drink? It's more like, I'm really good at this. You guys like that. Now you want to get to know me because of that. You know what I'm saying?
So how can other men implement that in their cold approaching strategy?
So the number one tip I give, it's just fun because I had a lot of friends that were always like, oh, dude, how do I talk to those cheer girls on the team with you? And I said the same thing that I would say now. It's 3 things. One is interest. So you have to have interest with them before they even think about being interested in you. You have to give them a reason to like you, without showing that without being like, oh, I'm super rich, I'm super attractive, I had this Gucci on. Like no one really cares about that. What they care about is, are you someone that is interesting? Because girls like 3 things. They like to laugh, they like humor, and they like stability. So if you can show that you have those 3 things, hey, I know all these languages, meaning I'm intelligent. Hey, I'm able to talk to you, meaning I'm confident. Hey, I'm clearly a normal person that I could speak with. I live in Miami. Like I work out, I'm fit. That's stability. And so those 3 things, without me even saying that I have those 3 things, would make you much more appealable and palatable to girls moving forward. Another thing is, bro, it's confidence. Like it takes so much balls to just so much balls to even just walk up and talk to them. The fact that you're already talking to them and you can carry a conversation with them, to them is A1. So because you get a lot of people that are like, I mean, some of the most intelligent and the most influential and most well-educated people that I know have 0 confidence. They don't want to talk to people. They're kind of shy. They don't have that social abilities. Just become charismatic, be funny. Girls love humor. Just make it like awkward, make it like funny, and then talk about how awkward you made it. Be like, oh yeah, because I bet a guy told you that before, right? The more you can identify yourself as their friend or as understanding of their position, the more they're going to want to be your friend. And when they want to be your friend, then they get close to you. And they get close to you, they figure out they actually like you.
Right.
That's it.
So how does one build up the level of charisma and a level of confidence?
I would say, so confidence, I think confidence is something that, confidence is huge. Confidence is literally the ability to be yourself. because everyone has their own abilities, right? You guys have your like I really don't even know you guys, but I know you guys are good at certain things. There are certain things you guys are confident in that you can do, and because of that, you have certain interests and things that you're good at. The whole difficult part is being able to show that to people without being cocky, right? Because confidence and cocky are two similar yet very different things. Girls like a girl would not like you. A girl would not like me if I walked up to her and go, "Hey, I know 9 languages, by the way." They wouldn't like that. That's me being cocky. But if I just speak to them on a friendly basis and then we have a conversation and I somehow throw in there that I know all these languages, she's going to in her head get interested and want to know more about me without me even trying. So you have to generate first and foremost some sort of amicable or charismatic approach to these girls. You have to really just make them seem, one, I'm not creepy, 2, I'm confident I can talk to you, and 3, I'm just a good time. And you have to let them know that without you saying it.
That seems so complex. Basically, let them know that you're interesting without verbally telling them that you're interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have a good point there.
Yeah.
So let's get down to interesting stuff here. So on average, out of the women that you talk to, how many do you smash?
Yeah, that's a good question. If you look at the videos, they're not all as attractive as they're not all 10s, even though I live in Miami. But I mean, honestly, dude, my main goal out here isn't out here to smash. My main goal out here is to blow up on social media. My mind's about my money, to be honest, bro. But yeah, every now and then, if one of them's attractive, I'll take him out and see where things go from there. It's a pretty solid success rate. I'll say that.
What would you say the percentages?
20%. 20% of the 100% of the 20% that I choose. That's where I'll put it. That's where I'll put it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, dude, once you have that interaction with them, like I said, once they already like you based off of that, they're like, "Oh my God, like repost me. Like, oh, like I'd love to get to know you. How'd you learn all these languages?" From there, bro, it's not, you can make them your friend.
Right.
Friend, show them that you're cool.
Got you.
Yeah.
So would you say that your kind of content has attracted more women or actually pushed away more opportunities with women?
It depends if they know who I am. It depends if they know that I do that TikToks before or after I let them know. So if it's like I just met them that night, they're 100%, oh, this guy's awesome. He knows all these languages. He's super confident. But then like there have been times where I go to a bar, get someone's number, and then they're like, wait, I feel like I've seen you before. And they like go to my Instagram, like, oh, you're the language guy. Oh, you're the one that breaks up all these girls. And it's like, and you probably have so many girls in your DMs. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I mean, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, I do because they're all asking me to speak their language. Like, that's not because like they're into me. I can play it off, but I would say it goes down if they know who I am, but if it goes up extremely if they don't know who I am.
Interesting. What do you think has been the biggest lesson that you've learned talking to women?
It's very easy to be creepy. It's very, very easy to come off creepy. And especially the thing about social media is if you post any social interaction, someone's going to hate it. Someone's going to say something negative about it. I don't think I can ever, like, I've literally had a video where I asked a girl, do you like, you like French? Oh, cool. I like French as well. And I'm telling her that in French. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Cut video. That's it. And comments are like, oh, bro, probably like stalked her for days after this. It's like, dude, what, like social media will invent things to essentially repudiate viewers' insecurities about the fact that you're doing something they can't do. And so one thing I learned from that, especially, is it's very easy to come off as creepy. It's very easy to come, for individuals to twist your social aptitude into you being weird or you being, wow, why is he going around with the camera asking girls for their favorite languages? Because I can, because I have the confidence to do so, and because you can't. Because you can't, and you won't either. But you'll sit on your phone and talk shit about me doing it, right? Like, don't let it get, and don't let it get to you. The thing is, like, if you know who you are and you can show that confidently on social media, and you can show that to people who you're talking to, who gives a crap what people are saying about you? Like, they're just gonna hate for nothing. Like, haters have the loudest voices, but haters are also your biggest fans because they're jealous.
That's a bar right there. What do you think is the biggest mistake that most men make when approaching women?
They come on too strong, way too strong.
How do you find that balance? Because you can't come off too weak either.
Right. You can't. That's a good point. You can't go in there with like a oh, I'm nervous type deal. You can't go in there with a, hey, I'm the shit, you should talk to me. I think the best opener is it's an opportunistic opener. So for example, you go to a club and there's like a really hot girl at some table. Don't just sit there and stalk her, because some guys will do that. They'll stare at her and wait for her to like look at him, and then they'll try to like go, but I saw you looking at me. Just like, don't do that. Look for an opportunity. You have to be opportunistic. You have to find a reason to talk to her as a normal person, and then from there ask for the name. So another good thing my buddies and I always do is when we go out, we talk to girls about the randomest shit. Like I'll walk and be like, "Have you ever heard of Pop Tarts? You ever heard of like toasted strudels?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I hate those." Anyways, what was your name? Like the randomest shit. Just talk about anything, but not something that's boring like the weather. You have to make it seem that you're like about to not change their lives, but have the most riveting conversation of your life, because it's so random. Like I love being random. Being random throws everybody off guard. Girls have this guard where they're like trained to say, "Oh, I have a boyfriend. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Oh, he's going to come up and compliment my shoes. He's going to come up and buy me a drink." So don't go in with that, because they already know that. You can't be like everybody else. You have to come up with something new. So I walk in and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm at a bar and I see a girl on her phone with 3 friends, and I'm like, yo, just out of curiosity, do you guys like football?" And they're like, "Yeah, we like football." I'm like, "All right, so are you guys going to say that you like the Jets? You guys going to say that you like the Redskins?" They're like, "Oh, we don't watch either of those." I'm like, "Me neither. I'm European." "What was your name?" Just throwing in the whole "I'm European" thing. I've got people here talking about football all the time. I wanted to know what the heck that's about. I'm from Europe. And I mentioned I'm from Europe. They're going to ask about what language I speak. They're going to ask about more about me. They're already interested. Boom. Just like that.
Gotcha. Interesting. You should write a book. Have you thought about doing that?
I don't have the time to write a book, to be honest.
Someone else to write it for you.
That's facts. That's facts. Just like this. That'd be a good idea, actually. Yeah.
So, how far would you said you want to blow up? So, what's the ceiling for you? Like, how far do you want to take this? Like, what's your end goal in this, in what you do?
I want to be as famous as a personality as Drewski. That guy's, because his whole thing is that he doesn't really have a lot of talent, but he's just a personality. He's just like a funny guy. Like I don't want to be known as the language guy. I think I'm funny too. Like I want to be known for being me. I don't want to be known for being on a TV show. Everything about me is about that TV show. I want to be just a personality. I want someone to, like to go on podcasts like this, to go on TV shows. People ask when they want to pick my brain and stuff. I just want to be known for that. And I want to go out and do a lot of that stuff.
I think that'll lead to more opportunities too, because sometimes when you're known for a TV show, it kind of keeps you in a box, because that's what people constantly always are referring to. Like any gigs they have in Hollywood, that's what they're asking about. But when you're just a personality, you can do anything.
Anything. Literally anything.
That's why we see Drewski all over the place. Like he was it one of the Paul brothers?
Logan Paul, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's with Drake. He's with Jack Harlow. He does comedy. He opens for like rap, like tours. So like he's so versatile.
Right. I think what is he famous for? What is he famous for?
Just being funny.
Just being funny. Just being him. That's it. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, bro. That is exactly what I want. And like when you think about it, it's like, oh, if I could hang out with any rapper, who would I hang out with? I wouldn't hang out with a rapper. I hang out with Drewski, because Drewski knows all the rappers. Think about that. Like that's exactly what I wanted to be.
That's dope. I like that concept.
Yeah, right?
OD.
So getting back, go ahead, bro.
No, also.
Getting back to what you said about some men come off as too strong. So if you had to pick one approach, too strong or too weak, which would you pick?
Too strong. Because you can always pull back from strength, but you can never present your strength after you show them weakness.
Right. So would you recommend to men to lean towards the stronger approach?
Absolutely. Because that's coupled with, when you think of strong, you think of confidence. When you think of weak, you don't think of confidence.
Got you. What would you say is the purpose of all your content?
Purpose. If anything, I think it's kind of two-pronged. I enjoy, because like I'm learning a lot through this. I learned Albanian, I learned Greek, I learned Creole, I learned Patois that I never thought I would have learned before. And how did I do it?
Hold on. Can we hear some Patois right quick?
Yeah, catch a bit of Patois. Me, I learned on the internet, for true. No, bomboklad, man.
Hysterical. All right, continue.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing, right? Like I never would have thought about even trying to pick that up until someone said, "Hey, can you learn Patois?" Or "Hey, can you learn Creole?" And I'm like, "All right, I'll try it." And because I try it, people love it. And like I'm like, dude, like this is great. Like I'm learning from this. People think, I'm connecting with my viewers, because I get DMs all the time that are like, "Hey, can you learn Afrikaans? Can you learn this? Can you learn that?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy it." And the journey of me learning more languages is only getting me more social awareness and more social aptitude. People are recognizing me for it, and they're like, wow, this guy's the shit. This guy can speak any language, right? And then through that, one of the things I do through my videos, it's not just me going, hey, what's your name? You like French? I speak French. No, it's I try to put my personality into it, right? Like I'm trying to make jokes at the same time. I'm trying to make them laugh, devoid of the languages, and I want to show that I'm a personality and that I have a personality, and it's not just languages, you know.
What would you say is the most difficult language to learn?
If you don't already know it,
Mhm.
Arabic is a very hard one. Arabic
Mhm.
is a hard language. Mandarin's also a hard language.
Mhm.
And I think one of the people that are following you that are from this country are going to love this. Albanian is the hardest language I've ever heard because it's unlike any other language. It's like a 5,000-year-old language with no alphabet like any other because they were never colonized by the Romans, so they never had Latin influence. It's nuts. It's like I can barely speak it. It's Sijeni, Mirupavshin. It's like, how are you? Hi. Like what? Like,
Hmm?
it's nuts.
That's weird. What do you ever plan on settling down or just being a player?
Yeah, one day when I
How old
finally,
are you?
I'm 25.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still somewhat young. I definitely want to, I want three kids and a house and a dog and a pool in the back and everything. But the life I live now, I think there's too much opportunity to be able to just stay in one place and do one thing for what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's so much to be had, so much for me to discover, so many things for me to try, so many people for me to meet that it's too soon to be able to stop now and stop what I'm doing. My dad hates me for that. My dad's like, yo, I'm getting old. You got to get married. I'm like, Dad, stop.
That's interesting. Your father may be a little bit more traditional. Was he born in North Africa?
Yeah, he was born overseas, but back in Europe.
So that's probably why, because he was probably married at had a kid or two by your age, right?
Yeah, he had well, my mom was a lot younger, but I think he was in his like 30s when he had me. But he had his life and everything before. Kind of the same way I'm doing now. He's going out traveling, visiting, doing things before he
Mhm.
settled down. So that's what I wanted to do as well.
What would you say is the easiest language to learn?
See, it's hard to answer because it depends where you're from. Like I think English is super easy to learn, but a lot of people don't think English is easy to learn. But I think that
Mhm.
because English has an influence in literally every country in the world, like you go to any third world country, the odds are they have a translation in English because the British Empire colonized the whole world. So I think English is a super super easy one to learn.
Interesting. Yeah,
With
I get mixed reviews on how hard English is
Mhm.
because originally I thought it was hard too, but some people say it's easy, some people say it's hard.
Right. Well, I mean, it depends where you're from. If you speak an alphabet like Arabic, like English isn't even the same alphabet, but a lot of other languages use the alphabet, the Roman alphabet that the English uses, so it's easier for them to pick out the words.
Mm.
Yeah.
have you met women from every language you speak, from every culture?
Not yet. Not yet. I haven't met any. I haven't met many Serbians. I haven't met many Bulgarians. I haven't met a lot Albanians. Dude. They're the baddest girls. I'm like, no bullshit. They are the baddest girls. If you find one, marry her. I promise you. But most of the time, one of them speaks the language that I speak. Most of the time, yeah. I spent a lot of time in Europe too, so I find a lot of them from there.
Have you ever thought about doing similar content in other countries?
That's my plan this summer. I'm going to do a Euro trip. I'm going to take a month and a half, and I'm going to go to 8 different countries, and I'm going to try to do the same thing over there,
Just by yourself?
just by myself. Well, me and my filmer, me and the guy that's filming with me. But
Yeah.
the idea there is I was going to go, and I was going to pretend like I was a dumb American. And I was gonna say, hey, like you're like, oh, I only know English. Like, can you send me something in your language? And I'm gonna say something in French, and then I'll repeat it to them in French and have a full conversation to blow their minds. Like, that's what I'm excited to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
How did you get this whole UN position? Because that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a pretty, yeah, guys ever heard of UVA, University of Virginia? Yeah, I went there, undergrad and grad school, which is a pretty good school. I interned at a bunch of, I actually interned at the UN when I was in college. I had like a connection there to some friends in Europe, and then once I had the internship, then it just became a job because I did a good job.
So you don't ever think about being federal, like federal agent, or
I could never hold a gun. I'd be too scared. You don't like French? Why not? I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? No, I think that my interests align more to politics. I like diplomacy. I like and I like languages. So I think I'd be better at doing that. I wanted to be a doctor when I first went to college, and I was shit at biology. So I switched it up and became a politician.
Mm.
That's dope.
What do you think is the best way for someone to become the next you?
It's really, really, really great that you asked that, because I think there are a lot of people that speak a bunch of languages that you'd never hear about, especially so Tunisians, right? Tunisians. A lot of North Africans immigrate to Europe, and all of them speak 5 or 6 languages. But you never hear about them because, one, they don't have a camera, they don't have TikTok, they don't have a phone, they don't have the money to be able to do that. But they're there. Like, there are a lot of people that are polyglots, and you just never hear about them because the only difference is I had the balls to grab a microphone and go ask hot girls questions, and to move to a city where I knew I could find that, and to have the drive that wakes me up every day to go out and to interview more people, and that's what I wanted to do. I think that the idea there is anyone that is a polyglot can do it, or anyone that likes languages can do it. But do you have the time, the will, the volition, and the ability really, and the money to be able to go out and do this, and to go out and film people? And because it takes a lot. It's not, each of those videos is not, I didn't just wake up and put on whatever and go out and interview people. Like, I have to put on a whole robe. I have to prepare myself. I have to read my log of languages to remember everything. And I have to specifically find people. Like, I will literally wait outside a restaurant and like notice like a group of baddies in like a restaurant and like wait and be like, oh, they're gonna come out. Now they'll come out. Because I can't go in the restaurant. So when they come out, I'm like, yo, can you guys real quick for an interview? Like a lot of time goes into it. I think each of my sessions, I produce 5 videos. It takes me like 3 hours to be able to do that.
Do you film every day?
Mostly on the weekends when more people are out and when more people are like dressed up, like Thursday to Sunday are my go-to days. I have my job still, so I work on the weekdays. So yeah, just the weekends basically.
Got you. And my final question, what is one question that you've always wanted to ask a woman, but you're afraid of the backlash that may come with it?
One question I've always wanted to ask a woman.
Body count.
You said what?
Body count.
I would say, why do you guys lie so much? I think that women lie about everything. I think they put on a facade. They lie about and they'll do it to your face when you first start meeting them. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the bat, who even knows what to like? They'll lie about their name. They'll lie about where they're from. They'll lie about their number. Like, I wanted to ask 2 things. 1, why do you lie so much? And 2, what is what flips off in your head that says I should lie to this guy? You know what I'm saying? And how do I avoid that? And how can we teach guys to avoid that? How can we, because all girls do it. All girls lie right off the bat as a defense mechanism. And I understand that, but like, how can we avoid that?
How many experiences have you had with women lying? Or that
a lot.
I can tell. Like, so
yeah. And the thing, huh?
Like, what are some of the examples that you went through to make you come to this conclusion?
I have a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. I am new to the city. I'm not interested in you is the #1 lie, because guess what? A week later they are. Like they lie about the dumbest shit. They lie about their name. I had a girl, this was in college, where I asked her, I was like, oh, aren't you and like so-and-so still dating? Because I like known that she was dating somebody. She's like, no, we're not together no more. I'm like, all right. And then we went on a couple of dates. We did our thing. I find out they were dating the whole time. I'm like, why are you lying about that? I would have been cool if it was anything, like if it was like a sneaky link, whatever, fine. But I want to know. Like, I want to know, like, for my own sake. Like, I'm gonna have to look at that guy and know that I did that without me even knowing that I did that because you lied to me. Like, I'm sick and tired. I had a girl lie about having a kid. A girl lied about having a kid.
That's a big lie.
That was a pretty big lie. She's like, yeah, no, it wasn't mine. No, it's like my cousin's. I'm her aunt or whatever. And then I find out it's her kid, and I'm like, dude, don't lie about that.
So when you ask them why they lie, what is their typical response?
It's almost, and this goes back to the point I made about being creepy. They're like, I didn't know if I could trust you. I didn't know if I could tell you the truth. What? Now I can't trust you because you didn't tell me the truth. Like, I'm not the creepy one no more. Now it's you. You're bugging. Like, you can't be saying that kind of stuff, dude. Like, that's what they normally say. I can't trust
you. It seems like a lot of them they can never keep their story straight.
Yep.
It always changes. Every time you ask them, it's well, that's not what you said the last time or the time before that. Your stories keep changing. Like, which one is it?
And that's what gives it away, right? The girls think guys are stupid. Nah, bro, we remember things just as much as you do. Like, we remember you said that, and now you didn't say that. So what's going on, you know?
Exactly.
So, I wonder the kind of response you would get with asking women their body count overseas. And I would like to see the compare and contrast between the American culture and overseas.
In Europe, they would. It's really funny. It goes based off of the country. So the more southern you are, if you go to like Spain, like they'll be like, oh, I have 50, which means I'm good in bed. You go to the north, you go to London, you go to like what, Brussels, you go to like Belgium, they'll be like, oh no, I've never kissed a boy in my life. No. Never me. No. And it'll be 100% more in America too, because America, we have more of a free sex culture. Everyone kind of does whatever. But in Europe, we're more traditional. So they don't.
You're not lying about Spain. They really will. Real talk. What?
Yeah, you've been to Spain, I take it, huh?
Oh yeah. Nah, and they're so free with sexuality, especially when you go to the beach and butt ass naked niggas and hoes. You know, female.
Yeah, but everybody. They got new beaches, bro. They don't care.
Like for real. So it's like, I spent a good time in Europe, so I got to experience that firsthand. So.
Yeah, so everybody goes to Barcelona, bro. That's like the city or Amsterdam. They go to the cities of sex, right? Because everyone's just open as hell to do whatever. It's very liberating.
And they'll put it on you too. Real talk.
Absolutely. I know my man has experience over here.
He's lived a life for sure. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to me.
Absolutely, man. I enjoy this. You guys are cool guys.
Nah, you too, bro.